How's it going, guys? We're back with another video today. This time about something that I hold very dear to my heart. Reading and Leeds Festival. Now this year I was meant to be going to Reading or Leeds. I hadn't decided. And unfortunately something has cropped up which means that that festival and loads of other festivals are not going ahead anymore. Which is pretty sad. But what makes it even sadder is the fact that I can't even go to Reading or Leeds next year because of my year abroad as part of my degree. Nice. So, what I've done is I've come up with my dream Reading and Leeds lineup on a Leeds festival poster, and I'm going to go through and tell you why I've chosen them and why I think this would be the best lineup Reading and Leeds has ever seen. And yeah, this is just the Friday lineup. I'll do Saturday and Sunday in separate videos. If this video gets 20 likes, and in fact the other videos get 20 likes as well, I will release the whole lineup on the blog and you can scrutinise and check out the whole thing. Also, I've managed to make sure that there is a good gender split because all the festivals need to be doing that. Come on, guys. The other thing is they're all current bands and bands that I feel could do the festival in 2021. That's the basis for me choosing these, because literally it would be too difficult otherwise. So, without further ado, let's have a look at the lineup. So, if we look at the first day on the main stage, we've got two brilliant headliners, Wolf Alice and Foals. And I feel like the rest of the day on that stage really reflects that. Rock and indie vibe we've got going on here. So Wolf Alice Foals, best of British indie, female co-headliner, we love to see it, and a great host of other British bands and a few American artists as well. So Bombay Bicycle Club after that has to be done. They haven't done Reading or Leeds in years, so it should really happen. Mac DeMarco after that. I'd love to see that on the main stage at Reading. Imagine that. Sun, Carlsberg, main stage. Beautiful. Then after that we've got indie star Kate Nash, who I feel could step up to the main stage now. Fever 333. I feel like that's... like Fever 333 are definitely big enough for the main stage. You know, that great combination of punk, hip-hop, and all with the political message as well. I feel like they'd be good on the Sunday lineup, and you'll see why in a minute, but we're putting them on the Friday. Then after that, The Big Moon. Haven't been at Reading for a few years, but a band I'd absolutely love to see. First ever record I ever bought was a Big Moon album. Their debut album, Love in the Fourth Dimension. And then after that we've got Yonica, a great kind of heavy rock band, I think. And then we've got two other great indie bands, both female-led, Blocks and Dreamwife. In fact, Dreamwife, it's an all-female band, it's a female trio, and they just rock. They just rock. I'd love to see them open up the main stage. Okay, looking down to the BBC Radio 1 stage on the Friday, we've got... It's mostly hip-hop so far. I think the other thing is this isn't the full lineup. I should have added that at the beginning. This isn't the full lineup. So on that day, headliners for that stage, one of my favourite, if not my favourite, hip-hop group of all time, Brockhampton, who are definitely big enough to headline that stage now, no question about it. Underneath them we've then got Swedish rapper Young Lean, who hasn't done Reading in a few years, I don't think. Or maybe he's not ever done Reading. No, he must have done Reading, surely. He's definitely, especially with the release of his most recent album, set himself up as someone who could co-headline that stage for sure. And then underneath that, Clairo, who I saw at Reading last year as well, and she was phenomenal live, and I think she should definitely be on my dream lineup because she's just awesome. Under that we've then got City Girls, who are a group on Quality Control, you know, the that Migos have made famous, really. City Girls are one of the kind of leading female trap outfits out there, and I just think they'd put on a good set, to be honest. Under that, JPEG Mafia. I'm not even going to explain this one. You should all know that that is going to be sick. Then underneath that, Drain Gang. Now, for those of you who don't know Drain Gang, that's Blade, Echo 2K, and Thai Boy Digital, all together, performing live. They can perform stuff from their solo albums, they can perform some of the stuff they did together. It's up to them, I'm not going to dictate that. But also, I feel like people will go to see them and Young Lean. They're both on the same stage on the same day. Maybe perform some of the songs they did together. I don't know. Just putting it out there. And then Anteros under that, who were a great female-led indie band. I just think they're cool. Looking at the dance stage for that day. Now this is epic. This is the thing about this festival. I don't even know who I'd go and see, just because it's like my favourite bands clashing. But we have The Streets headlining this, which is just phenomenal. This is throwing up such a huge dilemma. We've got The Streets headlining, definitely got to be back at Reading with the release of his new mixtape very soon. And then Corrupt FM, I feel like everyone loves Corrupt FM. Most people have seen People Just Do Nothing for laughs. Holy Goof after that, just because a bit of dirty drum and bass. And then also for more drum and bass, Molly Collins. Simples. Then the lockup. Now, the lockup and the pit stage is where I get a bit, I don't know, uncertain. I feel like it's the same with the dance stage as well. I don't know particularly that many artists. This isn't really my area of expertise. But I have come up with a pretty cool list, and this day I've chosen 4 artists so far, and 3 of them have got women in, so it's adding to this good gender balance that we're trying to get into this festival. So we've got Creeper headlining, we've got Ash Nico, who's very popular, and actually her music, it pops. And we've got The Fame and Milk Teeth as well. I'm a big fan of Milk Teeth. I'd go and see them if they weren't clashing with anyone I wanted to see more. And finally, for the Festival Republic stage that day, we've got headlining Phoebe Bridgers, because she's definitely, in fact, maybe the Festival Republic stage is too small for her, because she is just a phenomenal singer, songwriter, artist. She did a lot of the backing vocals and also sang a whole verse on the most recent 1975 album, Notes on a Conditional Form. And she's got her own solo album coming up too, which I think is her sophomore album. But yeah, I think she'd be brilliant to see on the Festival Republic stage. Everyone can go there for a cry. And then Inhaler, awesome Irish indie rock band led by Bono's son. Interesting fact. And then we got Pit Blom, who I think are Dutch, and they're just cool. Saw them support sports team back in November, and at Reading as well last summer, and they're really cool live. I'd love to see them at this festival. Alfie Templeman as well. This guy's like 2 years younger than me, and still at school, or college or whatever, and he just makes indie bangers. How? I'm jealous. And then finally on that stage, Green Tea Peng, great psychedelic R&B singer, which I think would suit this stage, and also she does a song with The Streets, so maybe they could link up for that song later on in the day. And finally the one extra stage. I feel like the headliner here makes sense. H. Actually saw him do a bigger stage. Why is he not on a bigger stage on my lineup? I don't know. Space, really. Yeah, and I feel like there's got to be a grime artist on while all those indie bands are on and while Brockhampton are on. because people still want to see a grime artist of some sort. So you got to think about the balance with these sorts of things. And we've got M Huncho and Dig Dat, who kind of would work well on that stage just because they're good grime artists. Jesse James Solomon, bit more my area. Jesse James is just a cool up and coming, well, not even up and coming, he's fairly big, he's been on tracks with Skepta and stuff. But yeah, Jesse James Solomon, cool dude on that stage on the Friday. And finally finishing off that stage with the brilliant Nadia Rose, just an awesome lyricist, grime artist. Definitely got to be at Reading next year, no doubt. So that was my Friday lineup. Stay tuned for Saturday and Sunday.